Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, internet world. Welcome to Auto Merch Talk. It's a podcast we put together to talk about car-related stuff. We work for a company named Car Data. We take pictures and videos of cars at dealerships. So if you're looking for some photos or video services, Car Data is your company. Today, as usual, guys, we're going to have some updates for you on some different topics. And I have here with me Edwin Gomez. He's going to start it off. So here we go.
So, starting, General Motors is set to be dethroned by Toyota.
That's crazy.
It is. For almost 100 years.
Right. They've been in the lead.
GM has been in the lead for the title, and Toyota's taking it now.
That's a big deal because GM has a lot of different brand cars, the different models, more models than Toyota does, right?
They do. But I don't know. I'm just not surprised by the whole Toyota thing.
Really?
Yeah, because Toyota's been around. Toyota's all over the world. There's so many different people that see Toyota as one of the most reliable.
Right.
I'm almost kind of...
That's true.
It's kind of like... It's weird that it took 100 years to make it. I don't know.
I know, right?
I mean, that's just my thought.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's my thought. Because, I feel like I've seen more Toyotas and stuff.
But GM says that they don't expect to be behind for too much longer. That they will come back.
Well, what we could think about is, didn't they stop producing certain vehicles and stuff? They kind of started slowing down.
Right.
Not only that, but because they're preparing for this rollout of the big EVs.
Right.
So maybe that could do with the numbers. Like maybe they slowed production down in order to kick up the next notch.
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see this year. This is going to be an interesting year, man.
Very interesting year.
Very interesting year. So interesting that Hyundai and Kia forecast that they're going to do a 12% increase in sales this year alone.
Wow. That's a big prediction, huh?
That is. Last year they sold 6.67 million vehicles, and they're looking to sell about a million more. 7.47.
So they have a target of 7.47 million vehicles for this year. That's both companies combined.
That's both companies combined.
Right.
Hyundai and Kia. And actually, Hyundai and Kia, so then if you look at Hyundai, that also includes the Genesis brand.
Right. And Hyundai aims to sell 1.7 million EVs in 2026. They're going far ahead. Way far ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they have it in the plans where they'll be changing their cars, make them more. Nowadays, you know what? People got to like the cars.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to.
It's whatever's the best new thing out there right now is what people go after.
It's good you're saying that because we're going to circle back to that one.
Okay.
But here we go again.
More chip shortage.
Chip makers reduce chip production even more due to new lockdowns.
To be more specific, Samsung and Micron, the two biggest names to announce, reduced production.
And they had to do that because of the
COVID stuff.
Yeah, the whole pandemic.
Yeah, the lockdown, so they had to shut some factories or less employees.
Minimize. Yeah, they had to have less employees. I guess have less people in one spot, but I don't see how they're gonna do more.
They're hoping that this lift would come up soon, so they can get back to work and producing a lot of chips for different industries, for computers, tablets, phones.
Yeah.
All that other stuff.
Well, yeah, because remember we spoke about this where these chips are
when did
in everything.
This started during COVID, right?
Yeah, about the same time. Yep.
That's going on 2 years now.
This is going on 2 years. Yeah. Oh, well, actually, it was. It was because of COVID.
Right.
That things started closing down, and then it made this chip shortage.
So this is the third year we're still experiencing chip shortage.
But because those chips are literally in
everything that we use. It's really in everything that we use.
And then if you have one vehicle needs like 50 to 150 chips alone. One car.
That's crazy.
So that's going to be interesting to see how.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I'm just curious to see how this whole year is going to go.
Because 2020 and 2021 flew by, man. I don't know if you feel the same way. They just flew by. It's like yesterday was COVID, and now we're 2 years into it.
And it's still COVID. COVID square.
Another topic I thought was cool. CarMax online sales grew in the third quarter. I think CarMax is doing some pretty cool stuff.
Well, that's interesting because I've always thought, I hear a lot of people when they speak about CarMax, they're usually going and selling their vehicles to CarMax. And I've always said, but then how are they making? But I guess with that same car, they're
Right.
just reselling them because they've actually had a pretty good year.
Right.
They had a really good year. CarMax nearly doubled its purchase. Well, this is purchasing, but it almost doubled its purchasing of vehicles.
Well, now they have online appraisals. They can do online appraisals, which
Yes.
is pretty neat.
Yes.
Before you can do that, this rollout it's just happened less than a year ago, and they're doing pretty well with it.
And they say they make a couple of million appraisals each quarter.
That's crazy.
That's a big number. That's a big number. And you know what? Let's say half of those people decide they're gonna buy a car off of them because
Right.
they got it traded in.
Right.
It's a pretty good thing.
Well, they eliminate the third party when they're buying straight from the customer. You know what I mean? So they can make more profit.
Yes, and that's actually why CarMax is actually it's the overall retail average per car. It's over $2,000,
Oh wow,
which is actually pretty good.
that is pretty good.
That's profit each
know.
vehicle.
Imagine all these vehicles they sell.
Yeah. Listen, I used to sell cars, and
What was the profit margin?
it depends. The mini deal.
What's the lowest that you could see it?
Well, sometimes we gave stuff to people invoice below invoice. But sometimes you needed to make a deal, and you didn't make money. You just made whatever fees and
So what you're
stuff.
saying, making the deal is more important than making the money? I mean,
Sometimes.
selling the amount of cars. per month?
Sometimes it depends, because what if I need 10 more cars to hit that mark that's going to just get me this much
Oh,
more?
that makes sense.
So it makes sense to sell a couple of
Yeah.
milli deals to
And
get
get
to the
good
actual
deals.
overall number.
Right.
But to me, $2,000 profit each vehicle. I'm sure anybody agree with me. That's pretty good for a dealer.
Right. And it's saying it's more than 2/3 of customers are buying buying cars online. They're doing the transactions online.
Yeah. And again, that's
That's a
probably
lot. Of,
because
that's a lot
this
of
whole-
customers.
Yeah.
It's a new generation coming up.
Well, not only that, again, COVID kind of opened the doors for all
To
this
everything.
stuff.
It just made it easier.
Yep. This is interesting. I really like this article about Ford's secret weapon in the EV battle.
Right.
And speaking of Michigan, I like this because actually the first time I saw the Mach-E was
Right.
when we took a trip to Michigan.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and I was able to see it because that's where all the plants,
Right.
You know, that's where they're manufactured. That's where most of
Okay.
the Ford and stuff plants are. Sorry, guys, I got kind of off of it, but you'll see it. Oh,
They registered 1,235 Mustang Mach-E in Michigan.
which is about 21% of all EVs.
That's
Now, that is mainly because people in Michigan work in these factories. They work in these factories, they get these discounts. Friends and family discounts.
That's why they're getting
So
these
that's why if I'm gonna hit you with the number later on, but it tells you how many vehicles actually out there in Michigan or
right.
oh, you said that. It's 2,594 registered from January to October.
Right. No, that's Tesla.
Oh, that's Tesla.
That's Tesla. Tesla sold 2,594 vehicles from January to October. So they're not far off, but still, Tesla is still number one.
Tesla is still number one. It remains number one. Wow. 53% of all Michigan EV registrations within the first 10 months was Tesla.
I believe it.
That is nuts.
But
Now,
but Ford wants to be second in place, I believe, behind Tesla,
well,
making 600,000 vehicles a year.
it's going to be pretty quick because people are quick to crown Tesla, you know, the king of EVs.
Right.
But it could also be that thing. Right now, Tesla is the major brand out there, the one people are paying more attention to, let's
Right.
say, if they need an EV vehicle. Once all of these other manufacturers start bringing out their EV vehicles,
Right. There's gonna be more competition.
there's going to be way more competition.
I still think Tesla's gonna be on top because they market their stuff really well and they really build that brand, that Tesla brand.
Okay, understood. But then if you have, let's say, somebody like General Motors, which has been on top, as we just said, for over
Right.
100 years, if they already have that customer base and they've always been up there, and now they add EVs, I feel like it's going to be easier for a company like that to just take over. A company like Tesla that's only dealing with that.
I think what's going to help Ford is the Lightning, the truck Lightning.
Oh, I did see that. That truck is beautiful.
I think that's going to be the game changer compared to the pickup truck that Tesla's working on.
Yes, I do not like the Tesla pickup.
Me neither.
I didn't like it.
I think the Lightning is going to do way better.
And the Lightning looks, I mean, still, it looks like a normal
Looks
car.
like a regular pickup truck.
It looks like a normal pickup truck.
I like it.
It's really nice. That's
Yeah, I saw it on YouTube too. It was a pretty cool truck.
Volkswagen is also trying to get in that race. Volkswagen and General Motors, they're trying to be, they're working for those spots, as everybody is.
Right.
Oh, I have to say this. Wait. Through the first 10 months of 2021, January to October, 92,000 Teslas were registered in California.
That's amazing.
They are the ones, the 71% of all EVs.
Wow. That's huge.
So that shows you what's going to happen when these manufacturers start coming out with these different vehicles.
Right.
Because I was reading that. It's not like before in California, people were getting the Teslas to make a statement.
You're right. You're right about
Now, you look around and they're everywhere.
that. They're everywhere. No,
I mean,
it's
I
one
started
more
seeing them
statement.
more now here.
Right.
And we're what, like 12%? Imagine 72%.
You can probably see them all around.
All around all day
California.
long. So, it's no longer the cool thing.
Right.
Because everybody has one.
Right.
That's where you're going to see other companies probably blow up faster in California. Because
Okay.
they're going to be looking for that change.
Right. Something new. Something
Yes,
different.
something new, something
You're right.
different.
We're always looking for something new.
This is how. Look, you was talking about the Lightning. The Lightning is going to be what they want to use in this competition. They think
I
that's
think
gonna
so.
what's going to bring them up.
They had a lot of orders for the Ford Lightning, and it's coming out this year. I wonder if the chip shortage is gonna still affect them.
It does.
It's still gonna
Everything
affect them.
affects everybody. I mean,
And I'm saying they had the whole year to try to figure it out. I don't know, and they had a lot of orders for these pickup trucks. They had a big order to fulfill.
that is.
But in other news, this one I thought was pretty interesting too, guys. We're talking about EVs all the time, and what about the mechanics that are going to fix these cars? Are they out there? Do we have them? No. They're going to need three unique skills for the future. Number one is specialized training. They're gonna have to be able to analyze those batteries, the voltage, and all that stuff because there's no more engines in there.
And there's nobody that does. So it says 95% of engine mechanics
Don't have EV training.
don't have EV training.
Wow.
So again, this is part of the infrastructure. You know, you got to train the mechanics. We got to put up the things for you to charge.
Wow.
That's all part of it.
What's
It's
gonna happen
part
to
of
all
it.
these mom and pop shops that just service?
Well, they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn because they'll some of these mom and pop shops, they have certifications.
right.
So if you're smart enough and you have a mom and pop shop, you'll at least send a couple of your, one or two of your
You gotta
mechanics.
start- you gotta start
depending on
now.
how it's gonna be, how saturated it's gonna be. But I figure if you got 3-4 mechanics, maybe send one or two to do EV.
I would send them all.
And then, well, yeah, because eventually it's gonna be all.
It's gonna be all EVs.
I mean, how far
more
along the
you
line
know.
that is, maybe 10 years along,
Right.
20 years along, but eventually, well, we were having this conversation when we were driving towards the office where I said, it's going to sound weird, guys, but how was it when we made the change from the
Right.
horse to the car?
Right.
All of a sudden, people were like, "Oh no, we need to train people
Right.
how to fix these cars.
We need gas stations.
We need gas stations. This is all part of the infrastructure." It sounds very far, guys, but it's actually the same thing.
Right. And it's gonna happen quickly.
And it is. It's happening. It's
gonna happen
very
faster than-
quickly. I was having a lot of. I had a lot of questions when this first came up because that was my first thing. Like, how are they going to get this off the ground? Because I was thinking infrastructure.
Right.
Because I'm more like the logistics person. So I'm
Right.
thinking, all right, forget about the cars, forget about the chips. Where am I going to gas? Who's going to fix it? Where am I going to?
Right.
All of these things, and now they have the answers. That's the mechanics are also going to have to be. They're going to know. Are they going to need to know how to code?
Yes.
'Cause
That's
this is
number
all-
two actually.
Yeah, because this is all software based.
all software related.
So what did you hear? How is that going to work?
They're gonna have to be able to update software, do codings and stuff like that via the cloud technology. So there's a lot of new technology that they're gonna have to learn.
That's so crazy. So instead of picking up the wrench, they're going to pick up a laptop.
Right, a laptop. they probably can do this remotely too, most of them.
Yeah, because they're saying that you can actually do it over the air around
Right.
the world
Right.
because of the cloud.
So they're gonna have to invest in a lot of equipment and software. These mom and pop shops, because they're gonna need special computers. I think. I assume.
I'm pretty sure the computers nowadays live up to the
Right.
standards of what's needed here.
Right.
And it's only getting better day by day. So I don't think that's going to be. But yeah, they're definitely going to have, again, the infrastructure.
You have to
do
be
all
tech
this stuff.
savvy too. You're gonna have to be tech savvy.
You're going to have to be tech savvy. You're going to have to at least have some sort of. So if a guy doesn't know how to work a regular computer, he's not going to be able to
He's
do
not gonna
this.
be able to do it.
Yeah, no. You have
And
to have
some
sort
of these guys are like that. They're old school. They don't use computers.
Usually the best mechanics, the best old school
Right.
mechanics are going to
You're right about
most
that.
likely have issues with this.
And the number 3 is charging network experience. So they're gonna have to be able to build and maintain those charging stations.
Okay, so that's another part of the infrastructure I was saying.
Right.
So this is not the mechanics. These are the people that take care of the charging stations.
Right. That install them.
That install them,
maintain
that
them.
would maintain them, repair them, so on and so forth. It's a lot of logistics to it, but they seem to be
Right.
on it. I saw the U.S. government's infrastructure bill. It's $7.5 billion.
That's a lot.
So that's what they have allocated to.
Right. So they're backing them up. The government is backing them up to do that.
Yeah. And
I like it.
7.5 billion is a lot of money, but I that's a good start.
Right.
Definitely a good start.
I'm definitely excited to see what the next 10 years is going to be like. It's fun to see that you see the changes happening and you see it right in front of you. You know what I mean?
Wait till the day where gas stations, they're probably going to start having like 2 gas pumps and 2
Right.
charger and 2 electric pumps.
Right.
Something's going to have to. You're right. I can't wait to see the changes and
Yeah.
see what's going to come along with this.
Pretty cool. So there you have it, guys. These are the updates that we have for you guys. If you like what you hear and like what you see, please subscribe. It helps us grow. Other than that, we wish you guys a happy new year and we wish you guys the best. Till next time. Thank you.